Hey, welcome back to Joe Knows Paradise. Joe Fagundes here, luxury and commercial advisor with Berkshire Hathaway. So excited to have you back. Today's episode, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people probably find pretty boring, but it's so important in whether it be the sales process, the buying process, or just general maintenance. And that is the general maintenance of your house. Why you need to take care of the biggest asset you own. Welcome back to Joe Knows Paradise. I'm Joe Fagundes, luxury agent and commercial advisor with Berkshire Hathaway here in the Panhandle area of Florida, mainly the Emerald Coast, Niceville, and Santa Rosa Beach. So excited to have you with us. Want to bring you a little market update. I think the last episode I told you I like to look at 60-day windows, and I only look at sold transactions. So I want to make sure that you understand what these market stats represent. I'm not getting into the weeds with them, but I want to make sure you know that, our market is on the uptick. If we take a look at Niceville, we're looking at, last year in 2003, in the 60-day period from April to June 1st, April 1st to June 1st, we had 130 homes get sold, and these are detached single family. This year is 121. We were down 18% 30 days ago. So, the market is starting to come back. We're almost at the same levels. If you take a look at Destin's dead even. Last year, it was 60 detached single-family homes in Destin that were sold during that time frame. This year, it's 59. They're flat. Now, if you take a look at Santa Rosa Beach, and again, this is all of Santa Rosa Beach, from Port Washington all the way on 30A. Last year, it was 235 homes. We're actually up this year. It's 246. So as you can see, our market is probably very different than most of the country. We're seeing stabilization and growth, but we're also seeing stagflation, where prices are not coming down. Prices are actually increasing on properties that are in the proper condition and in good shape. And you're going to see through another one of our episodes how important it is as far as maintaining your home and those types of things. So one of the things I want to talk about today is kind of the process that we're going through down here right now. And it's typically the same, but I think we're having to be more thorough because of the insurance company's pressure that they're putting on homeowners, whether you're buying a new house or whether you're in the house you're in. I had neighbors not too far from here. Their insurance company was going to drop them because their roof had not been certified lately. So they had a home inspector come out and certify their roof. Everything worked out with their insurance company. I had a buyer on a waterfront property that wanted to make sure that, the roof wasn't too old. It was a metal roof. Those are, supposed to last 40, 50 years. That's what the roofing industry says. Insurance company wanted to say it only lasted 20. Well, we went and got it certified, and sure enough, they backed down. So there are some things going on in addition to the process of just going through and buying a house that home buyers and sellers need to be concerned about, because ultimately it can end up back on the seller if there's a roof issue, if there's any type of system issue, all of those types of things. So, we're going to talk about maintenance. We're going to talk about what you're doing in this particular environment, because ours is very different than, 200 miles north of here. We've got salt water, we've got wind, we've got all those things and that are affecting the construct of a house and the ability of a house to breathe and all those types of things. So I'm very excited to have almost a whole episode on nothing but home inspections as we move forward. It's so important for the homeowner to proactively maintain their home. It is creating value. It's creating value for you if you ever sell. It's creating value for you as you keep more of your insurance premium money in your pocket, because they're not overcharging you for something that you should have been doing all along anyway. So we want to talk about, caulking. We want to talk about making sure that you're pouring a half an ounce of bleach down the drain in your AC system. We want to talk about hot water heaters and how they don't need to be older than 20 years old. And now with the tankless available, it just makes it so much easier and so much more convenient. there's an expense on the front end, but you certainly get that money back and reduced insurance premiums over time. So the net effect to you is money out up front, but you're going to recover that money as you go forward. So, you've heard me say everything is about relationships, and this podcast is going to be about that too. So, I'm not going to be up here just pumping you guys full of what's available in the market and the newest, latest, greatest listings and all that kind of stuff. I want to provide my followers, my listeners, with good information that they can use in their day-to-day lives. It's going to benefit them in the long run, so that they're coming back and getting more good information from me, and they know when it's time that they've got somebody that's vested in what they've been doing. Home maintenance is a big deal. Just taking care of your stuff. And listen, I'm as guilty of as anybody, walking in after a long day at work, dropping my stuff, fixing a glass of water, going, sitting in the big chair, chilling out for a little bit, and then, going outside, maybe getting in the pool or doing something like that. But I'm not really looking at things on a day-to-day basis. We have to decide as homeowners that our biggest investment is going to be something that we take care of. You get bank statements every month. You don't get your house maintenance statement every month. You've got to find a way to make yourself do these things, or it'll get away from you. And when it starts running, it doesn't stop, as we all know. We've all been caught up with it. But if we're a little proactive and do something about it, it'll make a big difference. I'll give you an example of something, I do almost really on a daily basis. And it's a convenience, and it's a luxury to have in your house. But, I check my pool systems every day. Now they come with remote, all those types of things. But when you've got a heater and a pump, and you've got valves out there, and if you've got a leak, or if you don't keep water in it, those types of things, just little things. And those are obvious. That's an obvious maintenance thing that you can do because you're going to use it. But if you don't do it, you can end up with having to buy an $1,800 filter. You can end up having to buy a $700 two-stage pump. All those types of things can happen. If the pump's not on and the heater coil decides, the heater decides it's going to cut on, and it doesn't feel, the emergency cutoff doesn't happen, you're going to burn the thing up out there. So, making sure that squirrels aren't finding a nice place to live in your heater, especially when it starts getting cooler. So just little maintenance things. And I used the pool as an example, but, inside the house, you want to look around your registers. You want to make sure you're not getting a lot of condensation and seeing paint color change. You want to make sure that you're, on your service handler, that the pan underneath it doesn't have any water in it, because if it does, then there's clearly a problem. So little things you can do, just walking around saying, hey, I want to make sure that all of my systems are functioning correctly. You really don't, I'm not going to fix them myself. I'm going to call somebody and make sure that they're being handled. But I'm going to learn enough about them so that I'm able to identify them and know when I need to call a certified technician to come in. I'll give you one great story. So, we're sitting in my kitchen right now. 13 years ago, my son walks over the wall and sees a little hole in the wall. And, we thought we were good. And this is very common in the Blue Water, Niceville, really this whole area. Sees a little hole in the wall, and it's termite. And, we had a termite bond. We had, annual checks, all those types of things. But we ended up renovating a house because we didn't pay close enough attention to what was going on behind the walls. And that's why, I now get my home inspected once a year. I want somebody to come through. I make sure that my pest control company comes in and does a full inspection on it. And they don't like going in attics, but I'm making them go in the attic. I have a regular home inspector come in once a year and make sure that everything looks like it's, in working order and could be, because you may miss a hairline crack underneath the plumbing of your kitchen sink or a bathroom somewhere. So, that's something I do. We've spent a lot of money because we've overlooked something. We've spent a lot of money when something just broke. Insurance will cover the breaks. They don't like covering not taking care of your stuff.